everyone and welcome. As agreed, to make up for the cancelled meeting, I have put together a short presentation to introduce you to one of the new released features for BitBucket, called BitBucket Pipelines. I have chosen this topic to address one of the main challenges your company, as many of the software producing companies, faces nowadays. Companies are moving from infrequent large code deployments to frequent small and agile deployments. This trend is having a huge impact on current software development processes. For example, in one of our recent customer surveys, more than 65% of software teams noted that they are practicing some form of continuous delivery. It's becoming the norm for the software teams. In the following slides, we'll try to briefly explain how this new feature is approaching this new trend, challenging you to an in-depth discussion in our next meeting on how you see continuous delivery done in your company. I believe we can all agree that implementing continuous delivery is not easy. Setting up build agents is complicated. Developers have to constantly juggle between different tools. And most of the time, the build is sitting in a queue or you're burying yourself in log files digging for information about failures. Until now, BitBucket Cloud is proposing Pipelines feature to let your team build, test, and deploy from BitBucket. It is built right within BitBucket, giving you end-to-end visibility from coding to deployment. With BitBucket Pipelines, there is no continuous integration server to set up, user management to configure, or repository to synchronize. Let's review a few of the main capabilities. Easy to set up. To start with, this new feature is as simple as turning on the light in the room, flipping a switch, and you are ready to go. No agent configuration required. Let's talk about unified experience. Manage your entire development workflow within BitBucket. No need for a separate tool. Self-service for teams. Build configuration stores as code and out-of-the-box Docker support helps teams be independent. Fast feedback. We show build statuses automatically everywhere you care about them, on branches, commits, and pull requests. All these capabilities listed above lead to a smooth continuous delivery system. As you might have experienced by now, the best way to implement continuous integration is to have a single tool handling your delivery process. Whether you want to deploy, test, monitor code, quality, or store artifacts, BitBucket helps you do that in a unified environment. More than this, it is allowing you to be ready to build at any time, with no waiting lines. With every change of your code you decide to push, a notification system will automatically trigger a build for the submitted changes. To build simultaneously, imagine what the teams can do when you have no limit on the number of builds you can run. Build fast. Working with large repository always proved to be a challenge when it comes to duration it takes to build. Through smart mirroring and other techniques, this is no longer a challenge for BitBucket. Before we can move to the short demo I have prepared for you, I would like to take a minute to summarize the topic for today by quickly reviewing the challenges BitBucket Pipelines addresses. First on my list will be the infrastructure need that most of the continuous delivery solutions on the market have that can be proved very costly for customers. This was addressed through offering, as a service, an easy scalable environment with plenty of flexibility to address the needs of the company. Also, we have identified a sophisticated environment to set up often leads to underused or misconfigured solutions, translated in long-term in user frustration. BitBucket opted for agents ready to be used, helping customers to get started in no time. Next on our list is the challenge added by switching back and forth between multiple contexts, introducing disruptions between code building and continuous integration efforts. BitBucket Pipelines is bringing everything under one simple integrated experience, using connectors capable of showing relevant information wherever it's cared for. To support customers move faster in their development cycle, build queues need to be eliminated. A capability to build simultaneously leads to better use of your development teams that can work in parallel on different features or modules. In our today environment, communication is making much as a difference as writing good code. With this feature, it was decided to facilitate the review process with automatic notification on build statuses everywhere your team cares about them, on branches, commits, and pull requests. All the above solutions are built to help move faster in an ever-competitive environment and focus on the important topics as quality of your product. I will close this session with a short demonstration of few of the capabilities of the BitBucket pipeline by using my demo setup account. We will go together through the easy steps of activating pipelines for your already set up repository and how you can easily trigger a manual build, change the pipeline configuration for manual and automatic builds, and set up a scheduled build. Switching to my browser, you can now see the private repositories I have already in place. On the right pane of the window, you can notice all the notifications resulted from my recent activities, like branch creation or push of a change. This helps you get a cleanse view on important activities and changes in a certain repository. Moving to the pipeline settings, we'll flip the switch marked Enable Pipelines, and we are now ready to go with the new functionality. Let's check all the builds triggered using pipeline. We have now a list of builds with a correlated timestamp, duration, and status of execution. We'll go ahead and select one that we want to rerun and later update. After execution, we'll select View Configuration that takes us directly to displaying the source window where we can do our edit. For the purpose of this demonstration, I will go ahead by only editing a small section of the text in the pipeline named, in our example, Sonar. Once committing the changes, you can leave a message relevant for the later use. Now we can go ahead and manually trigger a new run of the build, including the changes made. For automatic runs, one approach will be to schedule a preset time for build to be executed at. This is useful for many of the teams that want to have building processes running, for example, overnight outside business hours. This is easily done by simply selecting Schedule and setting up the frequency of the run for a specific branch. I will select daily between 1800 and 1900. We will stop here, hoping you found the topic discussed useful and looking forward to receiving your questions. Thank you all.